Review and consideration of proposed Emeryville Is Proud program. Is that you, Claudia?
That's building official Margaret. Margaret Elliot.
Mr. Chairperson, members of the Commission, on July 18th, the Emeryville City Council established a program to present a recognition award to Emeryville property owners who maintain their property in an exemplary manner. They gave, at my suggestion, I admit, the City Planning Commission the job of setting up the criteria for this program and deciding who would get the awards. The awards are to be given out on a monthly basis. The award will consist of a gift certificate to from Home Depot and a plaque saying that the city presents this award. I've called it Emeryville Is Proud, and that certainly can be discussed and changed by the Commission. The wording, I've given you a sample of the plaque. Attached to your report. The wording could be changed on that. And then I've suggested some criteria for choosing who gets these awards, and I've taken some pictures.
Margaret, why don't we can hold them closer? I think that would be more meaningful.
That one's upside down. Do I have to recuse myself?
No, you don't have any of Andy's buildings on there, do you?
I think I did, yeah. It was actually out of Ophelia around the base.
These were just we've tried to focus on residential properties.
There's a couple
And there's different different reasons why Margaret chose them. Maybe you can go into some of them.
Well, I didn't think that my aesthetic should predominate, and so what I tried to look at was very general types of things, things like well-maintained properties, and I thought that for a city program, the guideline should be sort of broad enough to be very inclusive. You know, some people don't have the money to paint their houses as often as they should, but they still show a lot of pride of ownership in how they maintain their plantings, etc. And so I tried to pick out examples. I only spent a morning driving around taking pictures, so I tried to pick out examples that had a lot of different things. And some of the plantings don't personally appeal to me, but you can tell that somebody really cares because they're so well maintained. So some of the things that we should consider in setting up criteria, some of my recommendations are that we look at the cleanliness of the property. Are things stored in the exterior? Are there old cars parked there? Is there litter? Is the landscaping weeded, pruned, well maintained? Is the exterior of the structure well kept, you know, not too many things piled up on the front porch, things like that. And then if we want to consider commercial properties, again, the same sort of criteria in terms of being free of litter, etc. And I think I also like to say I think it's appropriate to consider commercial properties, but especially smaller properties, because certainly the commercial owners in this town are, you know, our neighbors too, and they're part of the town. But it's quite one thing for somebody like Chiron to, you know, keep their property up. You'd expect it. You'd even demand it. But there are a lot of smaller property owners who really seem to take some care and do imaginative plantings. And I think that some of those smaller commercial properties might be given awards as well. But it's up to you to set up the program. And I was also going to suggest that we do this quarterly, not monthly, so that you could pick, or maybe even, or maybe even twice a year, you know, just to cut down how much we have to do. But that's up to you. So,
Margaret, you know, you were talking about that some people they can't afford to paint their houses. Don't we still have the paint program with the county here?
I believe, yes, we do.
Are we letting the people know about it? Because my neighbor right next door is getting his painted now.
Good.
And everything, so.
Yeah. I think people do know as
that-
much as, you know, as much as we can. And I'm sure redevelopment, well, I know they do because I've had people calling me too about it. But not everybody takes advantage of it, or some people don't
A lot
do
of
it.
people don't know about it.
Okay, I have one question on the plaque.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Sure.
1996.
Right.
Now, what does that represent? I mean, are we going to, in 1896 and 1996, what happens in 1997?
I think that was, I just used the artwork from the pins, and I could take that off. If
Well,
that
that's my
seems-
thinking, because in 1997, if you give
We
this
could
plaque to
change it.
somebody, then what, yeah, if you want to change it to 97,
We could change it or just eliminate it,
Well,
and
it-
just have Emeryville there without the years.
I don't care which way. It's just that if we're going to have 1996, then the year that we give, that would indicate the year that they received the award. That's fine with me too.
We
But-
could do that.
Okay, I have no preference one way or the other.
What about the name of the program? Is that adequate?
I think it's good. So the questions you have are,
Well, the criteria, I've outlined some criteria there. Are those acceptable? Should there be other criteria? Other things you want to add?
okay, the other things were whether it would be, I think quarterly would be good, and also that commercial should be included.
But I think we should restrict it to smaller commercial.
All right,
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah.
commercial.
Like-
I mean-
like
I don't know
I
if
mean,
Andy-
not that we want to speak of a member present here, but Fordham Park has some beautiful stuff.
They
like
do.
on the child care center, you know, the child school there.
Mm-hmm.
But what about
Those-
Chiron? I mean, Chiron,
Well-
if they come
Well-
up with a beautiful design,
Well, then maybe they should.
should they be excluded?
Maybe they could contribute their Home Depot gift certificate to, to somebody else. I mean,
So I don't know what the answer to that is.
I
because-
don't think it's intended for that. I think it's really intended to reward, you know, small.
Well-
I think, at least you would think. I don't think Chiron needs a gift certificate to Home Depot.
A business is a business, though, and I think the whole idea of the project is to get everybody to clean.
Well, if they do
And
something
I would hope
outstanding,
Chiron
maybe they
would-
should be
Well,
recognized.
that they need to be tempted with the
But-
certificate from Home Depot.
Well, I mean,
Well-
that's not the idea of it, though.
Yeah, and it's, do they get a plaque? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. See, that's what I think would be.
Maybe they want a plaque on their front
I mean,
door.
They might like that, yeah.
Well, you know.
And you know, every now and then at the Watergate buildings, they do some really imaginative little planting. Maybe sometime we want to reward that. I mean, they do some nice stuff there.
And I think once in 10 years, PPP did something. No,
No, I mean, I can't possibly imagine us ever getting any of that, but who's going to be the judge of this?
You.
I certainly could do that. I would never pick Watergate, and I'd never pick the report card. I like a lot of these.
So what do we need to do for you to go forward?
You need to accept the criteria, suggest any other criteria that you want to have. I was hoping that maybe out of these, you might want to choose 3 for the next quarter. Or you may want a list of all of these properties and drive around and look at them and come back next time and choose 3. We could do it that way.
Okay. Well, let's do the things first. Does anybody have any additions to the criteria? that they want to make? Or is the criteria appropriate right now?
No, I think
What, go ahead.
No, I think you want to add, is there something particularly different and particularly outstanding? About
Unique is the word.
unique
Yeah.
about what they have done with some of their landscaping or flowers or, like some of these, they are just extraordinarily, and
I know, I love this one, Saunders.
Yeah. So we're adding
Uniqueness and creativity as an additional criterion.
Would it be busting our budget if we did one residential property and one commercial property, since we're only doing it quarterly?
No, we're going to do it monthly.
Monthly? Okay.
You'll just have to vote
That's
on
one,
it or
that's fine.
decide on
I
it
thought we were doing
quarterly.
quarterly, okay.
No, it'll be one a month.
Okay. Well, that killed my other question.
And then,
Oh.
then are we going to include commercial? Is it going to be large, or just small commercial or large commercial? Does anybody? What's the
criteria, just like it is.
Okay. Well, we've added the uniqueness and creativity. What about commercial? Do we want large commercial, small commercial?
Yes.
What? Both?
That would encompass commercial.
Okay.
You're kind of excluding
I'm not-
80% of the city if you don't include commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm not comfortable with excluding places back because of size.
okay, I agree with that. Okay. So the sense of the commission would be a large commercial and residential, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My other question was, are we keeping this a secret? Is
No.
this going to be something that
No,
people will know
and-
about, or?
No, and it's my suggestion that not only that, anybody can make a suggestion as to a property they want to have considered. I think it should be as broad and as democratic as possible.
Okay. So we've got the criteria. We've got it. You'll be doing this, handing them out quarterly, and it'll be including commercial.
Does it have to be publicly viewable or publicly accessible? There was an article in the Chronicle a couple of weeks ago with a picture of Ben Yee in his backyard. That was just an amazing photograph.
Yeah, but
But the problem is, there were some as I was driving around, there were some very tantalizing things peeking over fences, but I hardly wanted to walk into,
gee, Margaret.
I mean, they looked wonderful, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Just public. Just
yeah.
publicly visual.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Although you do have authority by the government.
Well, I suppose if somebody wanted to be considered and invite us in, we could do that. But I'm not about to start peering over fences.
It's not nice.
What?
I picked one of yours, not knowing it was yours. He told me it was yours, and I said, well,
Okay,
I
well-
didn't know either.
Okay. So we can approve what you've got right now. So the only thing we have left to do would be to pick 3 properties. Is that what we're doing?
Okay.
Do you want to do that based on the...
Do we want to do that tonight, or do we want to?
No.
We don't have to do it tonight.
you guys want to get out of here?
No, but
It's early.
I thought you might want to drive around and see if you were
Take a look at them.
Okay. See if we find something better.
Give us a list of...
We need a list of the properties.
Yeah. Give us a list of the properties.
And then maybe we can set the choosing of them for a date certain, so that we could get stuff together, like for the October meeting.
Okay.
Great.
And any applicants or entries should be to us by September 30th.
Deadlines are good.
So we'll send you a supplemental memo, so that gives you a little bit of time.
Okay, great.
Thank you very much. Follow up on zoning violations.
I don't have much to say on that. The famous
Okay.
list still exists, and I need to follow up.
Okay. Any commissioner comments? Meeting adjourned.
I win the pool, 9 o'clock.
I split it with you.
No, you can't.